So I managed to leave at 8:30. Got my breakfast nice and early. Penultimate day of the coast to coast. Isn't it wonderful just getting up after camping and then just all you got to worry about is just hiking again. And now look, I can definitely see the sea. So it's 6 miles to Glaisdale. Look at that, that's Glaisdale Valley, I think. And I think I'm walking all the way around this ridge. And along there as far as I can see, I think. It's always nice to see your destination. It's now midday, or just after midday. So it's taken me, well, not too bad, 3.5 hours to get here. I'd say it must be 10 miles. So that's not too bad. So really good progress. I'm glad it's a shorter day today because my legs in the last sort of hour or so have started to become quite stiff, which is fine, but I think it's just the accumulation of a huge day yesterday and then doing another almost 4 hours so far today. That's why you have to sort of pace yourself and take some breaks on this hike. Famous Beggar's Bridge, early 1700s. It was built by a guy who needed to cross the river to see his lover, and he went overseas, made some money. He wasn't allowed to see the woman, young woman. He came back after being overseas, made some money, and he built this old bridge. So the coast to coast follows the Esk Valley Walk now along the River Esk, and it's so, I mean, it's so varied, isn't it? Different things you see on this walk. Now through this woodland with the river below. Someone's taking care of me again. I booked a hotel, no idea exactly where it was. First thing I see, the Horseshoe Hotel. I've made it, 1:30. Unbelievable. I'm even too early to check in. That's going to be a nice cup of tea and cake. And as I got here, I thought I was going to be the first one here, but she said the first hikers came through at 9:30 this morning because they're obviously going to finish the whole coast to coast, so they started at 3 in the morning or something. So yeah, I think I must be the first of the ordinary hikers. Very civilized. Cheers. I'm in my room at 2 o'clock. I've got Yorkshire tea. What more can I ask for? So I'm going to have a bit of a catch up, I think, and I'll see you a bit later. For a little bit of a stroll after that big dinner. There's the stepping stones. That's it, that's Egton Bridge. I don't really think there's much else here. There's a walk back to get a good night's sleep, hopefully, tonight. It's my final night on the coast to coast. What an adventure it's been. It really has. A lot of preparation, a lot of commitment, but well worth it. I look forward to seeing you bright and early when I'm going to leave at the latest 6. Who knows, if I wake up early at first light, I'll leave at 5. Here goes. Yep, it is the last day of the coast to coast. Just after 5 o'clock, my earliest start. I'm on my way. I wanted to get going, have plenty of time to enjoy the final day. Let's go. Here we go. This is the famous toll road. Still got the prices. 1 horse, 2 wheels, 4D. Motorcycle and sidecar, a hearse. On this trail, I think of all the people who inspired me to do this, other YouTubers who inspired me to do this, so I think it's only right I give them a shout out. So channels that inspired me, the first one was Hayes Outdoors. Check out his channel, he's got a big channel, very good, and it was his, I think that was the first one I saw. And then I saw, I think it was Simon Outdoors, and he really pushed on and did his in record time. I saw Ash Outdoors do this about a year ago and really struggled with his footwear and tent and everything else, but battled on through and made it. Then I also saw Step Away from the Screens, Nobby, and then I also saw even the long film by Abby Barnes, and she was struggling with mental health issues and she made it as well. And there are others as well which I've obviously watched. So if I can't mention everybody, and just a little thank you for those channels who filmed this. Pies, sausage rolls, sandwiches, sweet shop as well. A lovely old station here, Grosmont. The old carriages. Funnily enough, I do actually remember these types of carriages where you had 6 in the carriage, and it's 6 AM. This will get my heart going, won't it? You can see I'm bracing myself ready for the rain, and a few spots coming in. I can just feel the spots now coming through. Anyway, I love each moment of this walk, having to adapt to whatever gets thrown at you. I've been very fortunate, haven't I? I've had very little rain the last few days, only like a brief shower. 13 miles to go, something like that, not far. Should be able to see the sea, but it's disappeared in the fog. So I'd have to say it is quite emotional. I don't know why, but just to see the sea, and that's the end. And I think it must be because I'm an islander, I suppose. I live on this island, I was born on this island, and just to walk across the island, I mean, who doesn't want to walk across the island where they live? And so I think that's part of the appeal, I think, of the coast to coast. You know, you're walking right across England from coast to coast. There aren't really many other places you could perhaps do it which are as good as this. You can see 2 towers. That's Whitby. You can see like it goes down to the sea, looks like a little bit of a harbour, and a church spire. So that's Whitby. So, and I think Robin's Hood Bay, I think to the right of where you can see those rays of sun are coming down through the clouds. Yeah, so I can see the destination, but it's still at least 12 miles away. I got so carried away in my excitement of seeing the sea that I completely missed my turning and walked around the wrong side of the moor. So now I've got to make my way back. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Where does my help come from? It comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. It's open for prayer. Beautiful little Methodist chapel. I can't not go in here. Hello. 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 In the chapel, and here's Lottie. I did meet her at Blakey Ridge, and so I just want Lottie to say what's her experience of the coast to coast, and what would you say to people who are thinking of doing it? I didn't give you any heads up. So
You didn't give me any heads up. Somehow I made this trip one of endurance and trying to get through and push myself as much as I can. So I would probably say, if I was to plan this again, be kind on yourself. Allow some rest breaks, bring extra pain meds because you'll probably need them.
Definitely.
But enjoy the process.
But you've done it straight through, so not like me. I've split it up into 3 sections.
Straight through, day 11.
Yeah,
and I didn't start until late on the first day, so...
and you've wild camped a lot of it.
I've wild camped a lot of it as well.
Yeah, so really, hats off to you. I mean, it's amazing, you know.
They've been some of the special moments though, the wild camps. I think sometimes you can get sucked into kind of going to different places, but pubs are great, you know, people and the places like this, where they give you a few hours to just sit, have a cup of tea, recap.
Well, thanks Lottie, and so
thank you very
wish
much.
you well for the rest of the trip, and today is the last day.
The last
You're going to do
day.
it, so congratulations.
Final push, thank you.
Perfect timing for I've got my sandwich, I've got tea and coffee, so this is my breakfast. Nice relax in here and have a bit of a break. So thank you for the congregation of this church for making this available. It's so kind, and it's a great witness, isn't it? How God loves everybody, and He gives free refreshments here. You can leave a donation if you like, which obviously I will, but yeah, nice cup of tea. Most appreciated. It's a beautiful little woodland here, Little Beck Nature Reserve. It's a little hermit's hut from 1799. 1790. It's inevitable, you have to go in and have a quick look. There it is. On the top there are 2 seats which is supposed to go and make a wish. But I don't believe in that sort of stuff. Beautiful woodland here. And then after sort of going through the woodland, not seeing much for miles and miles, you come out and you finally sense that you're coming back to the coast. I think there's no swamp or bog on this final section. You still have to go through a bog, but by this stage you're very experienced with swamps, bogs and all sorts of terrain. There you go, Robin Hood's Bay. The first time you see a sign for Robin Hood's Bay really is 3.5 miles before. Well, that's on the road. I'm not sure about along the cliffs. Not far now, another hour, maybe 2 hours, because I'm starting to feel it a little bit. My feet are getting just a little bit tender, as they do when you walk on a lot of roads like this. I'm sure I can do 3.5 miles, 4 miles. Yep, I'm sure I can do it now. This is going to be fantastic. The next couple of hours I'll be dipping my feet in the North Sea. That's it, no shortcuts. I'm not going on the road, I'm going on the cliffs. I want to see the Robin Hood's Bay from the cliffs. I've heard it's fantastic. It's a North Yorkshire Jurassic coast. It's very dramatic. So you just have to cut through this caravan park here. It is a right of way. So 3 miles to go. And it's only like, well, it's about 12:30 now. 12:30. 3 miles to go. So I'll definitely be there by 2. Which is, we're really happy. Really covered good ground. I really enjoyed it as well. The Irish Sea. Getting closer and closer. There's Robin Hood's Bay. Now you can see the main bay. Here I am, Robin Hood's Bay, the end of the coast to coast. Can't quite believe it. Seems so bizarre, haven't seen so many people's videos. I've been here. What a relief and an achievement. A joy, I'll never forget this. Created some amazing memories. So glad you could come on this journey. There's just a couple of things you have to do in the great tradition on the Wainwright's coast to coast. I also feel so grateful to Wainwright, so grateful that he had the vision for this coast to coast footpath. As you can see, the sea is so far out, it's low tide. So I'm going to dip my feet here. I think it still counts as the sea. Otherwise I might sink. I don't want to disappear in the quicksand. I'm going for a full immersion. I think my feet deserve it. And the second part of the tradition for the coast to coast is the pebbles you pick up in St. Bees. I've carried these two all the way with me across the whole of England, 190 miles. I'm going to just throw these two pebbles I took from the Irish Sea into the North Sea, which is here. That's it, all done. So that's it for the coast to coast. It's an emotional experience walking the coast to coast, but to get here, it just shows you can do it. You can do things. If you have a dream, if you plan for it, you can do it. Even when the going gets really hard, you can overcome. Even if you have to come back and pick up where you left off, you can still complete what you started. So at the beginning of the year I said I'd like to do the coast to coast. So 2022, this is it. Fulfill the vision which I've been wanting to do for at least 2 years. So maybe for you it's time to maybe think about doing something new. Maybe what could you do? Maybe do something that seems a bit scary. This was very scary to me. I still had butterflies in my stomach before I set off each time for this trip. But I know I can do it. I feel stronger. I also feel like, what can I do next? Maybe there's bigger adventures ahead. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.